in order to get to it, the only way is to remove all of this carpeting, and I can't be bothered. See, it's starting to come. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, finally. The problem's going to be this blue cable now. How am I going to connect that? So if you think you've got a problem with your DVD player and it's preventing your system coming on, what you can do is get one of these little loops. It's going to loop round this and back into it in the other. Keeping the power on your DVD navigation, it sees this as a continual, then it's going to bypass it, so that you can maybe look at getting a new one of these.
Let's move on, 'cause it's time to move on.
Here's the DVD player. So there's the DVD player. There's two little slots here. I've tried to remove it before, but I just cannot seem to get the thing to come out. It should slide out like a regular old school stereo that you had in the 90s. The best time. But I'm trying to get in here to get to the little orange fibre optic loop, because running that diagnostic, it's telling me that this is the first unit that it goes to on the loop for the MOS system. The specific actuation configuration of the MOS ring is different. But in order to get to it, the only way is to remove all of this carpeting, and I can't be bothered. So I'm trying to actually see if there's a way of getting in there somehow without having to remove all the carpet. But I don't think you can. So I can just about see the yellow cable, the orange cable. So I'm going to try and remove it again. I've got my handy little toolbox here. So these are the keys you're looking for. These little guys here. It would be amazing if this comes out, because I've been trying before, but I don't know. See, it's starting to come. Oh, bloody hell. Now that might be because the plug's at the back, so I want to be a bit careful, but I've also got this key now stuck in there. And I can feel this, I can feel the tab, so I've definitely gone past the tab. I can feel it in there when I push. That's good. Oh, there's the tab there. Yeah, so look, when I push this in, that's pushed in. So actually there's a really good tip. You could probably just get a little screwdriver and just push it in. There's enough space for you just to see. You could actually just push those little tabs in there. Anyway, we've got it this far. Let's see if we can get the thing out. Oh, I think we've got somewhere. Oh, finally. Hey! Can't believe I've done it. It's just that plug at the back. Have a look. This is what the problem is. In the back here, you've got this blue connection here. And here, importantly, this is what I've been trying to get to, because I think this is perhaps what's dirty. Well, I'm hoping what it is anyway. And so if you think you've got a problem with your DVD player and it's preventing your system coming on, what you can do is get one of these little loops. And that's all it does. It just loops the fibre optic light. So it comes out from one side. It's going to loop round this and back into it in the other. Now, keeping the power on your DVD navigation, it sees this as a continual, and if there's any issues in there, then it's going to bypass it, so that you can maybe look at getting a new one of these, and just do it systematically. You're going to have your CD changer. Also, if you've got like a phone setup in there, it's going to have one of those as well. So if I've got any problems now that I know how to take this DVD player out, I can probably bypass a DVD player. After all, I never use it. I actually end up using Google Maps or Waze. So it's a good way of actually working out if this is the problem, while I keep getting system unavailable. It does look pretty good in there, looks pretty clean. Power supply, let's have a look, make sure there's nothing damaged in there. There's a lot of moisture in the boot sometimes, and those pins, they look pretty good. and that looks like is it an aerial of some sort there? Right, good. So we're getting somewhere. So there's my DVD player. There does sound like something inside it though. Anyway, let's have a look in here. There's the blue plug, which I think was causing it to be stuck in there. I can maybe just give a little bit of slack on that so it's easier to connect. It certainly looks clean enough. The problem's going to be this blue cable now. How am I going to connect that? I need just a bit more slack. It's there and no more. Blimey, that's going to be tight. I've got to try and get this blue cable and push that onto there. Oh, that's going to be fun. So what I managed to do, here's your blue cable here, and I've just gone into that large hole in the bottom. The cable actually goes up round the back, but that there is how the cable actually goes. Right, so what I'm going to do is so it's better, but I am about an inch too short, story of my life. Watch this. If I've just pushed the cable where it was tied together back as much as I can to try and get as much slack, and look, I can get my hand on it, but when I go to try and connect it up here, I just can't quite get it to reach, and it's not going to connect. So plan B, and it's a bit crude, but you've got to face facts. It's an old car. I'm never probably going to take this out again. I want to be able to get to the DVD player quickly because I've got a bypass loop, and I think that's the issue why I keep getting system unavailable. So, not drastic, but I'm going to go cutting some metal. So I tried to cut that with my snips here, but the gauge of the metal is just too thick. It's probably about 1.5 mil, and I just can't quite get enough purchase. So plan B is a bit crude, and we're actually going to just push down that back slightly. So give you an idea, the cable, I can't grab it to be able to connect it to the back of my DVD player in the routing that it actually came out of. But if I come up through the middle, then I do have enough slack and I can get it connected, but it means that the cable is going to sit above the tray, which means it's going to get squashed. So now plenty of room, I can grab it. I've also obviously got the fibre optic loop and the power supply. The power supply and the fibre optic loop can stay at the back, but all I'm going to do is bend down now that little bit at the back there so that it will allow the cable to sort of pass beneath the DVD player underneath here, only about an inch or so, so the cable's going to be sort of sandwiched between the metal chassis of the cage and the bottom of the DVD. I did give it a little sort of bend with my metal bar here, but just be careful because there's a control unit above it. You don't want to break that. Right, so that's the best I can do. Okay, let's see if I can get this back together again. So I said the Moss fibre optic can still stay at the back, and the power supply. It's just that blue cable that I've gone through the middle there because I just can't quite get enough to grab onto. Right, importantly, let's get this in. Right, that's that on. Now, get the other cables. God, they could have done with giving you a little bit more slack, really could. That's the power cable in, and importantly, I think this is the one that may be giving me problems. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and now at least I know how to undo the DVD player. I won't need to undo the blue one each time. I'm just going to pull it forward and check it. I've got that loop wire arriving, so I can always bypass this DVD player and see how that goes. It might be because it's in the trunk, there could be a bit of moisture just over the years. You can see a little bit of rust there. Right, she's all in. Let's see if this goes back in again now. Well, she went in. Not bad. Wonder if I can eject that. Oh, power comes on. She's making noises. Well, she's obviously all powered up. Nice and clean.
Let's groove on, 'cause it's time to move on.